we're going to keenly watch out the commentary as well, because rate cuts may be on the verge now for Fed. But let's talk about a particular counter that's moving in trade today, which is TVS Supply. If you can pull up the chart on that one. And the TVS Supply, okay, wait, I'll put it. Okay, it's up over 5% in trade. It was higher in the morning. But let me bring in my colleague Kanika to talk about this. Okay. Seems like there is some issue there, but okay. So TVS Supply is increasing in trade today on the back of a 5-year contract with Daimler Truck AG. This is an integrated supply chain solution service in Singapore, and that is why we're seeing that stock jump in trade today. But let's take a view from the guests. We have Vaishali Parekh of Prabhudas Leeladhar and Avinash Gorakshakar of Profit Mart Securities joining in on the show today. Avinash, coming to you on TVS Supply, the stock performance in the last 6 months, a bit of a downtrend was there, but after this order, you see this sort of jump in the stock. Do you see this sort of trajectory continuing for TVS Supply in the longer term?
Yeah, I think my sense is that, I think markets are quite happy to know that this is a very major contract which the company has bagged. And I think you could see revenue and profits, flowing in for this financial year, that is FY 24-25. Ever since the stock got listed, when the stock got listed, it was still a loss-making company. Hopefully, I think, with more and more contracts, if the company signs up and, within the logistics space, TVS supply chain is a very prominent player. They have a very strong pedigree in terms of the parentage and have been in the industry for a very long time. So I think, despite the fact that now the narratives are getting back in shape, for earnings to come in, possibly we'll have to wait for the first half of FY 24-25. So I think clearly long-term prospects look quite promising. Although in the near term, after a 5 to 6% rise, we could see a little bit of consolidation on the counter. So I think investors who already hold the stock should definitely, hold on. I think next 12 to 15 months are quite crucial. And I think definitely a significant amount of risk reward from these levels is possible. So I think it's a good beginning. It needs to further get accelerated by some more deals and get reflected into financials, hopefully from the first half of FY 24-25 onwards.
Morning, Avinash, and morning, Vaishali. Thanks so much for taking the time, and apologies for keeping you waiting. Let's jump straight into the questions then. And we've got Priscilla logging in from Mangalore, and she's asking about a sector to invest in for the short term. She's saying short term, Vaishali, so I'm going to come to you and maybe a few stocks in a sector or theme that you think will do well.
Very good morning, everyone. Well, so sector-wise, I would say it's not sector per se. I would say go for stock specific, because we have seen practically all stocks and all sectors moving in rotation. But yes, go for stock specific at a market like this.
Okay, so then from that perspective, which would you pick, Vaishali?
So right now, as we are seeing, I think hospital category is doing very well and comparatively a safe bet. And in the mid cap, we are looking pretty much on chemical sector because that has been underperforming. And if you go to see for a long-term perspective, even IT sector has really not participated. So chemicals, IT, these are the good favored picks right now. And of course, as I said, Apollo Hospital, and along with that, look at Container Corporation, like logistics stocks are doing very well. So these are the sectors that I would be focusing on right now.
Next question is from RK Anand, and they're talking about the counter Titan. If you can pull that up, they bought the counter at a price of 3,767 rupees. It's currently trading at 3,384 rupees. Avinash, what's the long-term view on this one, and would you suggest holding on to it?
Yeah, I think, Titan is a stock which is not a short-term positional stock. You need to take at least a 2-year plus view. And I think looking at the kind of increase in consumption, trend, plus the fact that Titan is a market leader in the gold jewelry segment, my sense is that, I think investors should take at least a 12 to 18 month horizon here. Definitely, I think the tailwinds now appear to be quite promising. I think possibly FY 24-25 could be a lot better. The company is also planning to increase its geographical reach, increase its product bouquet. So I think despite the fact that the stock is underperformed, I think if you take a long-term view, it is a portfolio stock. And I think once the re-rating happens, the stock could be re-rated quite significantly. So I think continue to hold for long term. I think there's no need to worry for a slight dip in the stock price at the moment.
Okay, fair point.